Hello YouTube, and today I'm going to be doing my NES collection, showing what games I have. Yeah. Alright, the first game I got here is The Legend of Zelda. Legend of Zelda. I mean, who doesn't have this game? It's the best NES game, period. Sorry, I just looking at the... I never used iMovie before, so I'm being kind of retarded. Fuck it, whatever. You see the cartridge? Yeah, Legend of Zelda. There we go. Best NES game. Very challenging. At least toward the end. The final dungeons are pretty challenging, but I beat this game once. I didn't really try beating the second quest, but it's still very good. Yes, it's really good. I'm being nervous, boy, here. Next game is Karate Kid. Don't play this game. LJN makes bad games. Almost anybody can tell you that. Yeah. Seriously, this game is really short, but it's really annoying. I mean, LJN, what were you fucking thinking? Friday the 13th, another LJN game. The worst one, I think. I don't like this game too much. It's just... Oh, yeah, I don't like this game. Piece of shit. Here's a really good game. Bucky O'Hare. It's basically you take Mega Man and combine the Bucky O'Hare TV show, if anybody has ever heard of it. And I think it's better than most of the Mega Man games on the NES. It's pretty challenging, and it's made by Konami. My label's very damaged. I want to rebuy it someday, but I don't have the money. I'm saving up for tires for my car. But I might do a walkthrough of this game someday when I eventually beat it. But yeah, really good game. Really good game. Yeah, really good game. Tiny Toon Adventures. This game is also a really good game. But they made a sequel to this game, which I never played, but if it's just as challenging as this one, then I'm sure it'll be pretty good, but yeah. Tiny Toons, it's a basic platformer, kind of like Mario 3. Castlevania, this is a very popular one, but sorry, I don't know what to say about these games, because I've watched so many videos, it's kind of hard to come up with original stuff to say about these games. But when I first beat this game, it was one of the biggest accomplishments for beating a game on the NES for me. Although, until I beat Castlevania 3, then I can talk. But Castlevania 2, I've never beat this game officially. I used a password just to see what kind of... Yeah, when I first bought this game, I just used a password, but I might actually try beating this game someday. It's pretty good. It has really good music, like most Castlevania games. Here's Castlevania 3, probably the best one, most people say, but I can't really say because I haven't got far enough in this game. It's just pretty damn tough. But I like the fact that you can use original characters. And yeah, use different characters in the game. Like, I like using Alucard. That's about as far as I got, but it's because he can fly. That's the reason he's good. Well, of course. Here's Contra. I never beat I've never beat Contra. Of course, the 30 lives code, but it's a pain in the ass. I mean, I've gotten to the last level, but I got killed by that alien-looking thing from the movie Alien. If you ever watch Irate Gamer, he said something about that, but... yeah, that thing killed me on my last life and last continue. That pissed me off, and I never went back to the game. Super C, same thing with this one. I've made it pretty far, but I never actually beat it. I never even beat it with cheat codes, because I never really wanted to bother, because... the last game I really beat using cheat codes was, I don't know, but I don't like playing games with cheats anymore. I think that's pretty pussy. The Adventures of Bayou Billy. I hate this game because the controls are bad. I think the controls are pretty bad for this game. Some people like it, but others hate it, and I'm one of the people who hate it. It's just not... I mean, they try different gameplay styles with it, like, they have a beat-em-up segment, a race car segment, and, I don't know what the other one is, but I never got too far in this game. I never beat the first level in this game. I just got this game because I found it complete at a flea market. Here's Gradius. I just started playing this game. I've had it since my parents bought it back in, like, the 80s, but I've actually started playing this, and it's really good. Well, of course, it's very popular. First one in the Gradius series, but I suck at shooters. I'm trying to get better at them. Here's a really good game, Goonies 2. Kind of like Castlevania 2. Same gameplay style, but it's based on the Goonies, you know, and just... It's an adventure game, and there's no bosses in this game, which is kind of disappointing. They could have added some bosses in it. They could have made it more challenging, but... You know, Konami's known for being challenging. Here's Jackal. Another really good war game on the NES. You play in jeeps. Yeah. Play in jeeps. And shoot stuff. It's Jackal. It's very popular. I don't need to say anything. Russian Attack. This game pisses me off. You only get 5 lives, and I'm going brain dead. Again. I always do that because I don't know what to say. But, yeah, you get 5 lives in this game, and the controls are weird. You use up to jump. Same thing with Karate Kid. You use up to jump. It's not... I hate when games do that. Here's Top Gun. Piece of shit. I have a lot of shitty NES games, people. Same exact game. They released the same exact game. Top Gun 2, the second mission. I don't care what anybody says. It's the same game. Bionic Commando. I want to get into this game. I really do. It's very popular. But, I don't know. I just never really... I tried playing it quite a few times, but... I don't know. I just shut it off because I don't really know what to do. I'm trying to learn, but I will eventually love this game. I guarantee it, once I learn how to play. Now we're getting to sort of my pride and joy of my collection. It's not rare or anything, but it's just... I don't know. It's probably my favorite series on the NES. Here's Mega Man 1, which I did a walkthrough of, which I did pretty horrible on because of this. Here's the controller I use. It's shitty. It's really old, and the buttons stick, and that's the biggest problem with them. If I had like an NES USB controller, it'd be much better, but now I just use that for my walkthroughs. But I don't have a Dazzle, but it'd be kind of a pain in the ass. But yeah, Mega Man 1 on the NES, Nintendo original. But nothing to say about it. I mean, sorry, but it's very hard, and yeah. Mega Man 2, which they improved everything about Mega Man 1, better music, better gameplay, but not better gameplay. They added 8 Robot Masters instead of 6, basic stuff. You all know what Mega Man 2 is. Mega Man 3, which is also really good. It's probably my 3rd favorite in the series. I like the obscure ones a lot too. Like I like all Mega Man games. I don't hate any Mega Man games except maybe 8 and 7. But Mega Man 4 is probably the hardest one, or 1. There's a few parts in 1 that always get me, but this is probably the most challenging one overall. Maybe, I'm not sure, but Mega Man 4. I should maybe put the cartridges closer so you can see. But yeah, Mega Man 4 is pretty good. It has some good songs in it. Here's Mega Man 5. It's... Wow, that doesn't look too... Mega Man 5 is pretty good. It has really good graphics. Better than Mega Man 6 in my opinion. Mega Man 6 has pretty good graphics too, though. And it's not published by Capcom, this one. You know, it's kind of like with Top Gun on the NES. They released the same game 6 times, pretty much, except with the exception of 1, which they changed the most of. Here's Hogan's Alley, classic light gun game where you shoot gangsters. You should, once again, any NES fan should all know what that is. Here's Tetris. You know, if any of you never heard of Tetris, I'm sure you have never heard of Tetris, okay? It's a very complicated game to discuss. Just look it up. I don't feel like explaining the complicated history behind Tetris of how to play and stuff. You know, we're getting into Disney Capcom. Sweet. I love those. This one, not too much, though. Adventures in the Magic Kingdom. I don't care for this one that much because you play as this kid and you're in Disneyland and you go around on these rides trying to get silver keys to get into Mickey's castle. But the problem is the platforming segments of the games is really challenging, and like the controls are a little weird. It's like you jump it's like you move decent, but the jumping is really weird. It's so hovery, you don't move too far. And the other stuff, like they have other games in here which are just equally as challenging. I don't know, maybe it's just challenging, but they could have made it easier for kids, but I don't know, it can be worthwhile trying to beat one of these days. Tailspin's another really challenging game. It's a flying shooter, kind of like Defender on the Atari. There's right up there on the shelves my Atari games over there. I'll probably do videos on those too. But yeah, this is. Some people complain about this game because when you ride in the airplane, when you move down, your plane like tips forward that way. Yeah, and when you shoot, the bullets shoot that way too, and I don't know, that can screw up some shots, but I don't know. I beat that game a couple times now, which is pretty big accomplishment for me since it took me a while to beat. I'm trying to beat all the Disney Capcom games. I think this game right here, Little Nemo Dream Master, is probably one of Capcom's best games next to like Mega Man 2 and stuff on the NES. This game is awesome. Very hard though, I still haven't beat it. Platformer where you go around in each level, collect keys. It's based on that movie Little Nemo Adventures in Slumberland. I have it over there, I think. Here's a Capcom game a lot of people hate. Yo Noid. It's a platformer, of course, but you play as the Noid and the old Domino's commercial guy. Or whatever. Yeah, it's challenging. The boss battles in that game are just card games with another Noid character. Here's good stuff. DuckTales. I did a walkthrough on this game. They could have made this game longer, maybe a few more levels. And what else about this game that I can complain about? The boss battles are probably way too easy. They could have gave them like more attacks or something, but yeah, DuckTales. I want to get the sequel though. I actually like the sequel more than the first one. Why? I don't know, because I don't know. I've played it on the emulator and I kind of want to get it. Here's Chip 'n Dale Rescue Rangers. Almost just as good as DuckTales, if not better, but I think DuckTales is slightly better than this game. It's platformer. You play as Chip or Dale and fight bosses. It's basic type gameplay, but it's fun. Good graphics, good gameplay. Yeah. Good graphics, good gameplay. Oh. Here's the rarest NES game that I own. Chip 'n Dale Rescue Rangers 2. I don't know why I bought this game. I paid like $50 for this on eBay. I don't know what I was thinking. I shouldn't have done that. It was very stupid of me, but I don't know. The game's fun. I played it for like a week, and I beat it the first day I got it. Like, hour. It took me an hour to beat it. Waste of money, but it's good to have for the collection, I guess. Mickey Mousecapade, another Disney Capcom game. This wasn't developed by Capcom. It was developed by Hudson Soft, which explains why it's probably the weakest game in the Disney Capcom franchise. Because they have Minnie follow you around, and if she falls in a pit, you die. And the controls are decent, but the boss battles are really random, which doesn't help at all. Here's Mario Brothers, the original arcade game where you stomp Koopas and gain points. Yay, best game ever. Excite Bike, everybody should know what this is. Classic NES game, black box. I used to play this all the time when I was younger. Don't play it anymore though, I'm sort of worn out on it. Gyromite, this is fun with 2 players. Since I don't have a Rob, I hope to get a Rob someday. Yeah, it's not too... It's mindless fun, sort of. Here's Tetris 2. I hate this game. It's not nearly as good as the original Tetris. It's like you have different shaped pieces, and yeah, it's basically Dr. Mario, but with different shaped pieces, and not as fun as Dr. Mario. Here's some good stuff. Donkey Kong Classics. You get Donkey Kong and Donkey Kong Jr. in here, but not Donkey Kong 3 because everyone hates that game. Here's Rad Racer, classic racing game. It reminds me of Enduro on the Atari 2600. I actually like that game better than this one. I didn't really get into Rad Racer. Maybe it's because I didn't play it too much. Kid Icarus. I want to play this game and beat it, but it's pretty damn hard. I chose between this and Metroid to try and beat. Like, I made it really far in Metroid, but I made it to Mother Brain and kept dying. I made it there like 3 times, and then it's like when you lose all your energy and you have no E-tanks to gain all your energy back, it's pretty much you want to shut the game off and redo it again. But why am I talking about that when I'm holding Kid Icarus? I don't really know what to say about this game. It's just I know what to do in this game, but it's pretty challenging. I didn't really actually play it too long. When I do though, I'll probably do a walkthrough on it eventually. Metroid, I was just talking about that, so don't need to say anything. Metroid. Gray edition, the best one. Not the yellow version. Dragon Warrior. I made it pretty far in this game. This is the first RPG I actually got into. I made it decent, but now I took a break from it, and now I have to restart everything because I don't know what I last did or everything, what my missions were. So eventually I'll get back into Dragon Warrior, and hopefully I can play the sequels eventually. What the hell was that? Somebody quit Skype? Yeah, I'm in a Skype call right now. Okay. Zelda 2. I've been playing a lot of this game recently, but I took a break because it gets pretty damn hard. I made it to like the 6th dungeon, and the traps in there are just really annoying. Yeah, it's really good though. It's not as good as the first Zelda, but it's good. This is the rarest game on the NES. I swear, people. If you find this game in your collection, like, sell it on eBay. I swear to God, you'll get a shitload of dough. Here's Super Mario Brothers 2, which, ooh, look at that tear. Look at that. That's ugly. I hate tears. It's not as bad as Bucky O'Hare, but I've had this since my original collection before I started collecting NES games. Mario 2, it's really, really good. I like it more than the first game. The Mario games just kept getting better, in my opinion. It's like the first one is really... This game is awesome. I didn't mean to joke around there. It's like... I don't know, I like playing as Toad in this game because he's the fastest. Best for doing speedruns. Mario 3, and this game is falling apart. I don't have the screws for it. You see that? I have to rebuy it because I tried screwing them back in with other cartridge screws, and ugh, it's not fitting back in. Oh shit! There we go. I've had this in my original collection. This is probably my most played game, next to Super Mario World as a kid. I played this on the Super Mario Brothers All-Star cartridge though, on the Super Nintendo. It's probably the best. It is the best Mario game on the NES. It's kind of cliche to say that, but it's true. Kirby's Adventure, I want to start playing very soon. It's because, I don't know, it's Kirby. I've beat the first Kirby on Game Boy. I never played Kirby's Dream Land 2. A lot of people say that's probably one of the best Kirby games, but they say this game is just as good. And, I don't know, I might start playing it pretty soon. Now that I think about it, I should leave that aside. Here's Dr. Mario. It's throw pills in a jar and match them up with the little colored germs. Y'all know what Dr. Mario is. It's badass. Zoda's Revenge. This is Star Tropics 2. I don't have Star Tropics 1. I want to get it, though, but it's kind of like Zelda, only not as good as Zelda. The controls are a little weird in this game, at least, but it's pretty good. It's decent. It's made by Nintendo, so it can't be horrible. Mike Tyson's Punch-Out. The farthest I've gotten in this game was up to the second Bald Bull, which I cannot beat. He's a pain in the ass. I can never master the frickin' Bull Charge. Too much of a pain in the ass. Tecmo Bowl, the first sports game I actually really got into and started playing, at least recently. It's pretty good. Very fun. I want to get Super Tecmo Bowl, though. It has a lot more features. Here's Batman. I finally beat this game, like, a few months ago. Or, I don't know, quite a bit ago, but it was very accomplished to try and beat this. I was working on this game all day, and I finally beat it, and it was awesome. I have proof of it on my cell phone. Platoon, made by Sunsoft. Sunsoft games are usually always good, but this one, I don't think so. It's alright. No, it's not good at all. It's one of those games I haven't really played too much, but yeah. What's next? Another Sunsoft game, Blaster Master. This is one of my favorite NES games. It's so awesome. It's just, I'm sure it's pretty popular. I don't think I need to explain it. It's sort of like Metroid gameplay style, but adventuring and backtracking to other places to see what. Yeah, price tag on there, $4. But yeah, Sunsoft. It also has really good music. A lot of people hate this game, Fester's Quest. Whoa. Yeah. I tried playing this game, I beat the first boss, and I made it to the second boss in this game, and then I quit because it got too hard. Good music, though. Double Dragon 2, which I don't like as much as Double Dragon 1. I don't know. It has good graphics, but the control is a little different for me. It's like it's like the way you're facing, the buttons switch around between kicking and jumping. That's what I don't like about it. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. This game is... I used to really hate this game because it's so hard, but I've been replaying it, like, last time... Well, I want to say recently, but I've been playing a whole lot of Nintendo recently, but this game is... It is good, but it has problems, like difficulty and controls, and some of the enemies are a little overpowered, but... And especially the bosses, but... It's not a horrible game, but it could have been better. I've never played this game. I popped it in once and then I quit. It was only like $2 when I found it at a store. Mission Impossible. I heard it's not too good. According to Irate Gamer, he's such an expert at video games. Bubble Bobble. I love this game. It's so much fun with 2-player. Multiplayer, whatever. I want to get the second one. It's better, but it's extremely rare. Operation Wolf. It's a light gun game, which I didn't realize until much later in my life. But, did I say that right? Yeah, whatever. This game's pretty crazy. It's a shoot like crazy. That sums up this game. You cannot stop shooting. Battletoads. Probably the hard... Yes, it is the hardest NES game of all time. It is just... Oh... It stresses me out just thinking about it. I can't get past the hoverbike stage, unlike everybody else. My friend beat the game using save states. He's a fucking loser. Double Dragon, awesome game. I didn't beat it yet, but I want to eventually. I don't have Double Dragon 3, but that game's a piece of shit. You get 1 life. Rambo, this game looks awesome. Look at that, he's firing a gun. Zelda 2 clone, not as good. Yeah. It's pretty bad. I don't think it's the worst, but I didn't play it too much. I actually beat this game, surprisingly. It took me quite a bit, but Bart vs. the World. It's the only Simpsons game that I own. No, I'll do these at the same time. I own Space Mutants. I hope that looks right. Yeah. This game is terrible. I never beat this game. It's too hard. The stage is like, spray paint this purple and then collect the hats, and what gets me in this game every time is in the mall where you have to jump on those lollipops. I always go through them. Even when I'm landing on the lollipop thing, it's just, ugh. This game, it's just adventure. It's a platform. You move to the right of the screen, and yeah. 3D World Runner, not Runners. Yeah, this game, I don't remember where I got this game. I think I got it at, Game Exchange. I don't remember, but this game's pretty good. I mean, it's not the best, but it's pretty challenging, and it kind of gets boring after a while because it seems like you're doing the same stuff. Like, I don't know, but it does have a challenging factor. Oh, mostly boring games to talk about. Ugh, god damn it. Whatever. Here's the Punisher. My brother likes this game a lot, but I don't. It's just a shooter. The screen automatically moves and you just shoot everybody in the foreground. Pretty much. And I don't think it's the worst, but it's not the best. But here's the Atari Warriors trilogy. Here's Atari Warriors 1, which it's basically an overhead Contra. Overhead, yeah. And very slow and laggy. Not laggy, glitchy most of the time if you don't have a clean cartridge, but it's alright. I think that the third one's the best one. Atari Warriors 2, you're up in space. I think it's like you're in Vietnam in the first one, and you're in space in this one, as far as I know. And I think I remember your sprites being much bigger. This one, the graphics are much more clean, from what I know. This game's very hard to get to work for me on my Nintendo. Can you see it? I have a little setup over there. Well, behind my water is my Nintendo. I have an Atari up there, and a Super Nintendo, and I have an old school TV setup over there, and a Sega Genesis right beside that orange gun. Like, right there is my Genesis. Right there. But yeah, this is Atari Warriors 3. It's pretty good. It's the best one of the series. They're not great, by all means, but this is one of the worst games on the NES. Back to the Future 2 and 3. It's worse than the first one, and that's right here. Do them at the same time. Back to the Future 1, 2, and 3. How do you fuck up such a great series? LJN, Jesus Christ. Who Framed Roger Rabbit? It's complicated. I don't know what to do. It's like you have to do, like, go to a certain place and get a note or something, and then you have to move somewhere else. It's not the same every time you put it in. It's what I heard. I remember seeing a video about it. I did beat this game, but it's very boring. I never want to play it again. Jaws. Here is the best LJN game. If you ever find it, pick it up and play it. It has very good music, good controls, decent gameplay, although it can get boring sometimes. Nightmare on Elm Street. I swear to God, this game is good. I'm sure you've watched, like, Angry Video Game Nerd or Irate Gamers review it. Did he review it? No, he didn't. I'm surprised he didn't, but yeah. Don't listen to Angry Video Game Nerd. It's not the worst game. Watch any other people's opinion on this game. They will say it's not nearly as bad either. My grammar sentence isn't too good. Bugs Bunny's Birthday Blowout. This game is boring as hell. They have 4 stages for each world, and they're all the same thing pretty much, but with slightly different level structure for each level. It's just so boring, and the bosses are boring. This game's just boring. What I like at the end... Fuck. Oh, calls. Oh, they hung up on me. Whatever, I'll continue. Bugs Bunny's Birthday Blowout. It has pretty good. No, what I was saying. Yeah, the final stage in this game has some of the best music in NES history. I swear to God, the final stage in this game has catchy ass music. I play this game to get to the final level in the game. It's definitely worth it. I can't find videos of the music on YouTube unless someone did a playthrough of it. Maybe I'll do a playthrough of that game. Suffer. I should just skip to the last game. That'll be the whole walkthrough. A Boy and His Blob. This game, you move. It's kind of like Pitfall, sort of. It is just like Pitfall, only you have a blob following you around. He changes into like a ladder when you feed him different types of jelly beans to help get to treasures. And yeah, you collect treasures. It's pretty much Pitfall, but you can't jump. It's not horrible, but it's an interesting little game. Oh, God, I've been reading this book in English. It's boring. I mean, maybe it's because I'm not paying attention, but Tom Sawyer is pretty boring. And so is this game. It's boring as hell. It's pretty tough, too. I mean, one hit and you're dead, but it's a short game. If you have decent skill, I'm sure you can beat it in one day. Make Kids is a pretty good game. It's not terrible, but that's the... Alright, hold on. This will be in the video. Hey, what's up? I'm doing a video right now. I'm going on hold. I don't know what happened there, but they had to call me back. McKids. It's... What was I saying? Yeah, it's Mario 3, but McDonald's characters. Where's Waldo? Yeah, where's Waldo into a video game? You stare at a pixelated screen trying to find Waldo, and he looks like everything else on the screen, and you get it wrong, and the timer's not too big. Challenging as hell. Galaga. Classic arcade game, but I don't play it too much because I'm not a huge hard-on... Yeah, I'm not a hard-on arcade game shooter person. I'm not a hard-on shooter, like... I'm not a hardcore classic arcade person. I mean, like Space Invaders and all that stuff, and Defender. I mean, playing them on the Atari for high score with other players is good, but games like that on the NES, I'm playing stuff like Zelda or something, or Mario if I'm playing NES. Games like that. I don't play like classic arcade shooters on NES. And classic arcade games in general, like Dig Dug 2, although this game is pretty good. It's not like Dig Dug, where you dig on the ground. You're like on islands and you blow stuff up to get rid of the enemies. It's pretty interesting, and I remember playing this a lot. Damaged label, though. Look at that. Can't really see the... Ugly! I don't like that. What's next? Oh, I still have quite a bit. Jesus Christ. Yeah, I have like 100 NES games. Oh, I'll save that for last. I don't have Ghostbusters 1, but I have Ghostbusters 2, which... You might call me crazy, but I think the first Ghostbusters game is better than this game. Yeah. This game is just... It's a... Pretty much move to the right of the screen and shoot. In one stage, you're playing the Statue of Liberty, but it's still just... It's just a boring game. And the controls are horrible. So it's not worth mastering the controls to play that game. I was going to do this game last, but... Puss in Boots has the weirdest ending in any NES game. I'll just leave it at that. One of my favorite games on the NES. Monster Party. I like the game for its graphics. It looks like it's very cheesy horror style. The bosses are pretty funny. Like, it's not funny, haha funny, but it's cheesy. And the controls are pretty good, and it's pretty challenging. I don't know, it's just an interesting game. You go to each world and beat bosses to get a key and go to the next world. Pretty fun. I want to do a walkthrough of that game eventually. Bomberman. I'm not a huge fan of the Bomberman games. This is the only Bomberman game I actually played. Which, I'm sure the Bomberman games on Super Nintendo are much better than that one, though. It's not horrible, but I never really played Bomberman too much. I've tried so hard, so freaking hard to beat this fucking game. I made it to the part where after you rescue the girl. I know what to do. I've watched Aqualung Game Reviews walkthrough of this game. I know what to do. Right when you get to the part where the vines, where you have to swing on those vines, like 6 pairs of vines, or 8 pairs of vines to get to the, back to the normal world. I can't do it. It's such a pain in the ass. The controls are so fucking bad. When you fall through the vines even when you're on. They should have fixed the controls and it would have been a much better game. I would have dealt with the game if it weren't for the shitty controls. I never played this game too much. All I know is it's a piece of shit. Indiana Jones and the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull. The reason I got it was because it was complete. Paperboy, I got this because it's classic. I didn't really play it too much, but I know it's not bad. I got this game because Pat the NES Punk said it was very good. Tubin, I didn't play it too much, but what I played of it, it wasn't horrible. It was kind of interesting. Probably the most common 10-gen game. Super Sprint. It's a racing game with weird controls, but I'm good. I'm used to the controls. My brother thinks the controls are very bad. It's a sports game. This is the second sports game I own for the Nintendo. Yeah, Jordan vs. Bird. It's a basketball game. I don't remember anything about it. All I know is it's a freaking basketball game. Felix the Cat. I love this game a lot. It's one of my favorite childhood games. It's pretty easy, but it's Mario 3. You play as Felix the Cat. You go... Yeah, anybody remember Felix? Yeah, I didn't think so. It's pretty good. It's made by Hudson Soft. Probably their best game on the Nintendo. Bomberman, oh... I don't know. Bomberman's good, but I like Felix better. Mappy Land. This game has a mediocre reputation. All I know is this game has a kick-ass soundtrack. I love the music in this game. And the gameplay is just annoying. Like, when you reach... The worlds in this game are the same game over and over again, but it's more and more challenging, and it's not worth playing through. It's worth listening to the music, though. Someone remixed that soundtrack. Mylon Secret Castle. It's an adventure game. It's sort of challenging because your life bar goes down really fast. It's weird. Yeah. Plays Mylon. You go in the castle and rescue a princess, kind of like Mario. Ninja Gaiden. I made it to the final boss, the second stage of the final boss, and the second form of the final boss in this game. I cannot beat it. I burped. But this game is fucking awesome. Awesome, awesome. Great music. Awesome, good graphics, good gameplay, all that good stuff. Marble Madness. When I finally beat this game, it was another one of those games where I got really happy when I beat this game. But, yeah, Marble Madness has good, awesome gameplay, awesome music. You know, hey, 2 Arcadia games. The only 2 Arcadia games that I own. They all have similar cover art, too. You see? It's like Spot. No, what? Silver Surfer Arcadia, Spot Arcadia, sort of similar. They do not make good games for what I'm holding. Silver Surfer's too hard. It's a shooter, and one hit kills you. Everything kills you. It sums up that game. And Spot, it's Othello, but with spot tokens. And the last game that I didn't show, Ninja Gaiden 2. Yeah, I didn't really play this game too much because I want to beat the first game, but yeah, that's my NES collection. And next I'll be doing either my Atari collection or my Super Nintendo collection. Or, yeah, Super Nintendo. Those are the only big collections I own in my room, so yeah, stay tuned, and I might make another one. Or I'll continue my walkthroughs with either Sonic Adventure or, what else am I doing? Oh yeah, Mario World. So yeah, see you later.